Hi everyone, I hope that you're doing great. I'm on fire as usual. Nowadays, AI, LLMs are everywhere. And as developers, it's very easy to get started in creating AI-powered applications. So let me show you this quick demo that I tried recently that really pleased me and astonished me how much easy it was to implement. So we'll build an application that replies to that acts like a programmer coach. So we ask it questions about programming concepts and it provides replies. And we'll build this very quickly thanks to Streamlit and LangChain. And all this for free to try, thanks to Google AI Studio providing a free tier for their LLMs. So let's get started. So here I'm on an empty folder that I opened on Visual Studio Code, and we're gonna start from scratch. So first of all, since this is a Python project, let's create our dependencies. So let me create a requirements file and add our two dependencies. So namely, it will be Streamlit and LangChain, which integrates with Google AI. Like this. So once we save the file, since we're in Python, it's recommended to create a virtual environment to not bloat the main installation with all the dependencies. So let's open the command prompt of VS Code and search for this command, Python create environment. Choose the venv environment, and then choose your main main Python interpreter, which will derive which will create the virtual environment. So let's choose this version, for example. Let's select the requirements file so that the virtual environment will be created along with the dependencies or the libraries that I specified. So everything will be ready, and then now we just have to wait for the libraries to install. So these two libraries, the first library, Streamlit, is a Python library that creates web applications, and it's very easy and simple to use. And the Google LangChain library allows to call different LLMs on the internet. Okay, now the libraries have been installed. Let's write some code. Okay, so let's create a Python file. Let's call it main.py. Let's stick to the basics. So this I can put it aside, not necessary anymore. So first of all, let's import the libraries. And then so the application will, so to avoid any privacy problems and so on, the user will provide his API key in the web app directly, but you can of course embed it in the application especially if you host it in your own servers. You can provide the API key in a system environment variable, for example. But for this application, let's get the API key from the user like this. So this will show a sidebar in the web app, create a sidebar with an input field that requests the user to enter his API key. And if there is no API key, the application will stop. So this line of code will properly close the application, the Streamlit application. Now once we have the API key, we can now set up the LLM, meaning that we initialize the LLM with the API key so that you can connect to it. So let's add the code that sets up the LLM. So this is part of LangChain. This is provided thanks to the LangChain library. So here we set up the Gemini Flashlight LLM. You have access to other LLMs. You can just take a look at the Google AI Studio documentation. And we set up the system message. This allows to give initial instructions to the LLM so that to orient it or to tailor it to our responses. So with this code, let's run the application and see what we have. Okay, let's go. So in order to run the application, So first save the file. In order to run the application, just invoke a terminal. So let's run the application and see what we get. So in order to run the application, we can invoke the terminal. So now let's run the application as it is and see what we have. It's not complete yet, but we can see the progress moving forward. Okay, let's open the terminal and run the application. Streamlit. Run main.py. Okay, let's run it. Now you get a new browser window, but let's arrange the windows next to each other so that we can see better. So after arranging our windows, we get the code on the left and the preview on the right, and you can see that we have the no API key error. It's because the sidebar doesn't, the sidebar allows to input to enter an API key. We didn't do this yet. So here's the sidebar on the right side. When you click on this arrow button, you can show it. It's empty, so there is no API key, so we show the error message and we exit the application. In order to get an API key from Google AI Studio, you just open the website, aistudio.google.com, and then you click on Get API Key. You will get a free API key allowing you to experiment. Thanks to its free tier, it allows you to experiment with AI and Google's LLMs, Gemini namely. So when you get, once you get an API key, so let's do this. Let's accept and let's create an API key and we paste it in the bar here. And press enter, and it should, let's press enter again. Let's hide the sidebar, and now we don't have the error message anymore. So enter the API key, press enter to validate it, and you won't have the error anymore. But you see that there is nothing happening after that because we didn't, we just initialized the LLM. We didn't do anything on the UI side yet. So let's do this next. So we did the API, we initialized the LLM. Let's set up the form. So this code prints a title to the screen and sets up the form for entering the user's prompt. So let's save. You can see that Streamlit detects our modification. So we click on Always Rerun, so that we can, it will do a hot reload every time we do a modification. So here we have a prompt. So of course we can ask questions. Click on submit, but nothing happens because we didn't submit the form yet. So let's do it. So this code submits the form. So what happens? It gets the, it checks if the form has been submitted here. And if it's submitted, we get the text value from here, and we create the equivalent of the system message, but for the human. So the human message will contain the prompt of the user. And then we invoke the LLM by providing the system message to initialize it and the human message to ask our question. And then we retrieve the response and we just print it on the screen. So let's try again. So let's ask about polymorphism. Let's submit. First save the file, and then let's try again. Let's submit. Now you see that it's running because the LLM.invoke may take some time. So, and you can see that I didn't do anything, and you see that the running, you see a running message on screen. So it automatically detected that something, some processing is being done. Okay. Maybe because it's an HTTP request that has been detected by Streamlit. And here you have the response, and you can ask anything that you want. And that's it. We've done it. We created a small chat application for free with very little code and very quickly. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can try other things, do a lot more things. Please take a look at the Streamlit documentation and also at LangChain documentation to see the possibilities of these two libraries. There are a lot of possibilities, so please take a look and explore them. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share and subscribe, and see you maybe next time. Goodbye.